really good responses to flyers and posters we used to sort of send out. Are we kind of in that period again where that would actually be really useful and beneficial for everybody? Is that something they want?
That's a question for everyone. You know, we can do that. I mean, I think we've done it a couple of times with a couple of your things so far, but you know, but yeah, that's something that, you know, we ship out every week. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you know, we don't charge any extra for it. You know, if it's something that people want, if it's something that they're going to use, you know what I mean? Sometimes you find that we send out a pack of postcards or whatever, it's somebody, you know, one of the publishers has done, and they just sit on the counter, or people just don't use them, you know what I mean? And we get that. Not everyone's got the space or the, you know, or the inclination for it. We're more than happy to distribute that stuff, you know, if that's what, you know, everybody wants. Whether or not we have to do like a sign up for it instead, maybe, because we don't want to waste it. You know, we don't want to just get to someone and just go in the bin. You know, but I think we've talked about that in the past, about doing a kind of sign up for promo items and promo material, because we're more restricted now by, you know, what we bring over from the States, because we are just one account, you know, so we have to, you know, sometimes fight quite hard to get extra, you know, sort of incentives that may not come. You know, and when we don't use them all, when they're wasted, it is tricky, you know what I mean? So yeah, I guess, you know, that's something that we can put out as an email. Can we offer this? People sign up, and then we've got something where we can actually just load it for every account. I don't know if anyone knows, but obviously, you know, Dave's responsible for the relaunch of A1 Deadline. What, you know, something that funded in how many hours?
3 hours, yeah.
3 hours. Wow. So we're all excited to have that back, and you know, there's a bit more news to come with A1 Deadline and Diamond UK. But
I mean, I know we haven't done anything in writing, but is it alright if I say, are we kind of more or less agreed that you're going to be distributing?
Yeah.
So if you want A1 Deadline, you'll be able to get it from Diamond UK, and the first special we've got now does actually have an exclusive cover by Rufus Dadelow of Steve Dunn, Rick Owens, and Gary Leach on it. That's exclusive for Diamond UK.
See, so, but like we said, publishers do still want to work with us. So, you know what I mean? Point proven there. So.
I want to make sure that like, anything I give you, like, again, when I give you the poster before, you probably have to fold them and stuff. I want to make sure that like, you're getting something that's, I don't want to create work for you guys, but I want to make sure that anything that we send out, people want.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's it. You know, this whole thing is you know, we're all in it together. You know what I mean? You know, this is the point. You know what I mean? We've got, you know, you're there, we're your consumer. You know what I mean? They're telling you what they want. You're trying to get that order right. You know what I mean? You're giving it us, and we're, you know, without the consumer, without you, without us, there's nothing. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you know what I mean? Without one of us, it just doesn't really work the same. You know, so that's it. You know, that's what, you know, that's why we did what we did. You know, that's why the five of us are, you know, sort of doing what we're doing. And you know, we're grateful. I mean, yeah, it's. We keep saying it's a good thing, don't we? So anyway, we're nearly at 3. So if anyone's anything else they want to add, yeah.